So when you first started feeling something's off here, what was that realization like?
Um, I thought it was for a few months and I thought it was crazy, but it got to a point where like I am not sleeping, or like if I do, then like the next day I still need like 3 energy drinks to keep up with the day. I'm like, that is not normal, you know? So then that's when I went to my primary doctor and she was like, you're not crazy.
Hey guys, welcome to the Two Thumbs Up podcast. Great to have you here again with us today. Got my friend Ilse back with us again. It's been a few months.
Yeah.
Was it July you were on the show?
I'm pretty sure it was July, yeah.
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 So big changes in your life. How's life? What's new for you?
What's new? I turned 24 since last time we've met.
Yeah.
And I guess like work is the same.
Mm-hmm.
Just some big changes, mid-20s.
Yeah. The great 20s. I remember when I was 24. That was a few years ago. And
it was last year.
Yeah. So, what are some of the things, you've had some job changes, you're looking at moving, you told me, all of those things. What are, you're on the podcast and you were just telling me that, you shared it with your friends. What was kind of the feedback about your podcast that you received?
Yeah, the thing I think they told me the most was that they didn't know that story of mine, like that part of my story. Like they have never heard about me talking about my aunt and like how important she was in my life. Mm-hmm. They knew about the accident, but they didn't know the other, side of the story. So they were just pretty impressed and inspired.
Yeah, you just hit on the whole heart of why I love doing these podcasts, because when someone is open and vulnerable to share their life experience, people experience things of them that they didn't even know before. Mm-hmm. Who was it? My friend Randy Gates was on the show, and obviously Lily's here, and he shared some things about his life, and Lily's like, I didn't even know that about my bonus dad. So you hit on something. The reason I actually love these podcasts is the opportunity for people to share life experience, and have a platform where you can express yourself.
Right.
So they shared with you. I didn't know that about your. And so because of that, what did you learn? What did you see about yourself?
I think that's a good question. I think like the main thing that I learned is that like it's okay to share, and it's okay to like share something that you have never shared before, because even after we recorded the podcast, I was like driving back to work and I was like kind of emotional on the drive. I think I told Lily, but like that's okay, and it's part of the journey. It's been like 13 years, but she was like such an important person that now whatever I go through, I'm like, I just wish, I had her like, or like to hug me, or like to tell me something, or like to do this when like she's upset,
Mm-hmm.
because we were talking about that too.
About that,
yeah. So like it's okay to share,
And in the sharing, what was the result?
Growing,
mm-hmm.
healing,
Mm-hmm.
And confidence too, I think.
You're gonna make me cry. So self-empowerment,
Yeah.
owning your voice,
Right.
sharing what's inside.
Yeah.
And as you did so, we had feedback about your podcast too, how beautiful it was, and how what people learned from the experience, and how it reminded them of aspects of their life that they have yet to share. So in the sharing, it's such a gift. So thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Yeah, of course.
Because everyone's story matters, but the story doesn't have to define them.
Right.
It's what did I learn from the experience of my aunt passing, or this or that or the other. So I feel like that's such a gift. So thank you for that.
Yeah, no, of course. Yeah.
So, can I share that you're moving to Texas and you're going to be a Dallas Cowboy fan like me? Yeah, how's that exciting time for you?
It is exciting. Yeah, it is exciting. If you would have told me like 2 years ago, I probably would be like, "You're crazy," because I love Utah. But I am excited, and I moved to, I once moved to a different country, knowing no one, and I know I can do it again. So I'm just excited for like the new spaces, the new people that I'm gonna meet, and to be closer to family, which is like the most important thing for me.
Yeah. And what are you your 10-hour drive to where your family is, and have you done that drive? You've done it one other time from here?
Yes, yeah. So we drove from Utah to my hometown in 2019, and it was pretty much a 3-day drive. It could have been done in like 2 days, but we did it in 3 because it was just my dad. I was underage, didn't have a driver's license, so I couldn't drive at the time. And now I see, because I grew up going to Texas pretty often, and so because my hometown is so close to the border, and so I'm just really excited to not miss out on birthday dinners or I don't know, important things for my mom, or just for my mom to be like, oh, I can just take a bus, whatever, and I'll be there tomorrow morning. Like, I'm just really excited for that.
I love it. And I know that you also shared this with me, that one of your reasons you're moving to Texas is because of your faith. And can you share a little bit about your faith with us, about how that transformed your life, how whatever has been your experience with that?
Yeah. I grew up in a Christian household. I don't think I've mentioned it before. My dad has been always rooted in Christ, which I'm really grateful for. My parents, got separated, divorced, life happened, the car accident. But it wasn't until like I was 12 years old when I had like a really close encounter with him, and I decided to walk with him and to follow Jesus. And over the years, there's ups and downs. No one's perfect. We make mistakes. We're human. Yeah, I think it was like until I moved to Utah, like almost 7 years ago, where I was like, I have no close relatives. They're, far. It was also pandemic, so it was 2020. And the thing that because also online school traumatized me. And I was like, I want to just get closer. Like, in the midst of chaos, in the midst of the world is ending, and like, craziness and news and fast news and all these things, like, I want to meet him in a deeper level. And so I started reading my Bible every single day at 5 in the morning, although I had nothing to do after that. But I was like, I'm going to wake up early because the world is asleep, essentially. That's how I felt like. And yeah, did Bible college within my church a few years later, which I know Lily has done like that program too. And then it was last year where I really felt a shift, career-wise, personal-wise, and that's when God started speaking to me about moving to Texas. And I've been doing like kids ministry for a long time, and that's like how God healed me too from my childhood, because I wasn't loved the way that I deserve to be loved as a 7, 9, 8-year-old girl. I get to love the kids around me, and that's why I love my job. I'm a teacher. I love babies, and like I get to love on them. Although I want my babies one day, but not married yet, so we'll wait on that. But
so you described something a few moments ago where the world's in chaos, and lots of rough seas out there, right? And there's all this fear that is present. You experience the fear,
right?
The isolation, the fear, and then you went back a little further about the lack of love that you had received from the people in your life, and there's something magical, magnificent that happens with humility. And as you experience the fear, as you experience the isolation, there's this unfolding that I'm seeing you describe, of this turning to a grounding experience, with AKA the rock,
Right.
the foundational of the I am, or of God. Yes. And so I find that fascinating. That's what we do. And it's, I love it because the fear is what turns you from the shadow of isolation to something that's
Beautiful.
and magnificent, and gives hope and possibilities to your life. Yes?
Yeah.
Is that kind of what resonates with you when
Yeah.
it comes to your faith?
Yeah, no, it does. And like with that, like I wouldn't be here if it wasn't because of God's hand, right? Like even how we moved to Utah, how my dad got the job, like the visa. I was underage, got to move with him. I have a crazy story too that like when we were applying for our residence, it got approved literally within 12 days. When like we all know USCIS takes months, if not years. And so that like God's hand on that was an open door for us to stay here and like do what we do now. That was like 3 years ago. So it's just beautiful that like to see when you ground yourself in him, everything else comes naturally. Like you don't have to force anything. And
what
even rejections are redirections,
And then what happens to fear?
Fear kind of dissolves itself, kind of fades away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what you're saying then is the fear was made up all along.
Right.
It was a fabrication. Because did God ever move?
He moves always.
Did he move away from you?
No.
Never. What got in the way?
Just the mindset.
The fear.
Fear.
Yeah. And so the turning back towards that is to me, it's a remembering of the connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. It's fantastic. So you also mentioned before we jumped on the podcast today that you've got some. Do you mind sharing some of your health things that are coming up for you?
Yeah. I'm like still going through it, like still seeing doctors and stuff. But like last year I got diagnosed with like high thyroid, which not a big deal. And then genetic, all my family has it. And then with that also came low progesterone, which as a woman, it does affect your cycle and your sleep and energy and your mood and basically all the things. Literally everything.
So can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Were you diagnosed with something called Graves' disease or Hashimoto's?
None of those.
Neither one of those. High thyroid, overactive thyroid, is called Graves' disease. Underactive is called Hashimoto's disease. And those are just categories. And so you're absolutely right, though. Overactive thyroid can create hormone disruption, right? And you're like, well, what am I experiencing? What am I feeling? Why am I either weight gain, weight loss, fatigue, maybe all of the above? So what are you learning from this experience you're currently in?
Yeah. Honestly, like the biggest, because I also work with a dietitian on the side, but that's more to like just make sure I'm eating the protein that I need because I do hot Pilates after work. And so with all of that, it's like you actually do need your fats, you do need your carbs, although people like are scared of those, but you need them because those like provide something for your body that your body needs to like regulate itself and reset itself every single day.
So you're learning that.
Yes.
You know what's fascinating? Literally today with another person on the telephone, I had this conversation regarding the old food pyramid, the old one. They just came out with a new one, and it's exact opposite of the old one.
Really?
And so the old one literally caused disease, and the new one emphasizes what you just talked about. Healthy fats, omega-3s,
Yes.
fish oils, butter.
Butter.
I'm like,
We love
so
those
we're
things,
back
yeah.
to,
Yeah.
So you're learning those things. And as you've learned those things about your own body, what's been the result for you?
I feel fantastic when it comes, like, I am not focused on losing weight, but, like, physically I feel great, confident, like, I do, like I said, hot Pilates. I'm seeing the results, like, over time. Obviously, it doesn't happen overnight, it's about consistency, but I'm seeing the results and I feel fantastic. Though I haven't had my period in like 4 months because of these hormonal changes, and I'm still like in the process of going with the OB and getting scans and more blood work done and like all those things. But
I've got a great doctor for you, and I can mention his name on the podcast if you'd like, or I can tell you when it's over. Which one? I'll tell you when it's. He's in Draper.
Okay.
I send a lot of my wife sees him. Lots of my female patients, as well as friends, have seen him, and he is phenomenal. His name's Jared Bagley,
okay.
and I'll get you his information.
Yeah.
I call him a metabolic wizard. So yeah, that's cool. Like learning these things. So when you first started feeling something's off here, what was that realization like?
I thought it was for a few months, and I thought I was crazy, but it got to a point where like I am not sleeping, or like if I do, then like the next day I still need like 3 energy drinks to keep up with the day. I'm like, that is not normal, you know? So then that's when I went to my primary doctor, and she was like, you're not crazy. She was like, let's get some blood work. I don't think you're crazy. Let's just see your blood and all the levels, and we'll see. And so that was like in June, if not like July last year, like early the month. And then in August I saw her again. She was like, well, your thyroid's way too high and then your pressure is way too low.
Did she tell you anything about energy drinks?
No.
Oh, she didn't.
No. She just said like, we'll just fix this with like the medicine, whatever. And then
Did she tell you to stop drinking energy drinks?
she didn't mention it, but I was like, I don't want to like take 3 energy drinks to keep up with the day.
Yeah.
I stopped taking them. It was also really expensive month to month.
It's an expensive habit, huh?
Yes.
So take a peek at when you get some time. There's this thing called ChatGPT now.
Right.
Yeah. Type in Hashimoto's or Graves' disease related to energy drinks. Just take a look and see what the result is.
Am I going to be surprised?
Maybe. I mean, it's a possibility. There's great information out there.
Yeah,
so
we love to learn things.
Yeah, it's super interesting.
Yeah.
So you're going through this process, and you've made some changes in your diet. You said some things in your diet.
Yes.
And you feel stronger, more energy. How's your sleep?
My sleep, because again, like something shifted like back in like November. My sleep is off again, but I'm hoping to like figure it out. I just got blood work done like last week. Results came back, but I haven't seen my doctor until next week, so we'll see. But for the longest time I was like sleeping through the night, going to bed at like 9 p.m. worst GNC ever. But I do wake up at 5 for work, so and energy wise, like during the day it was perfect up until, like I said, I don't know, probably like the worst has been like the last 6 weeks. But it's because something has shifted again. So I'm in the process of seeing if I need to take more progesterone like in a supplement or what's happening. But besides that, like I said, I've never felt like stronger. Obviously drink your water like 3 Stanleys a day. The electrolytes along with like hot Pilates, because
if you're sweating all your electrolytes out in Pilates every evening, your electrolyte balance will be off. Your potassium, your magnesium, those types of things.
Yeah, and like something that my dietitian suggested was like the chia seeds with the water, because it has like protein apparently, which I didn't know. 1 tablespoon has like 8 grams of protein.
Chia are full of proteins. Yep.
Full of protein and fiber. So like your digestive system is keeping up with like what you're getting into your body too. And that has been a life changer. I feel like the water with the chia seeds and the electrolytes have been like...
Yeah, assist with your body eliminating all the great stuff, right?
Yes, yeah.
So, I love these conversations because there's an awareness that is emerging. Because isn't it interesting how we go through life until we're what, 20, 21, 22? Just, hey, I feel great, everything's working, da-da-da-da-da. And then all of a sudden, 24 hits, and I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Like, I see my sons and they're all, it's awesome. And then, well, wait a minute, what do you mean I can't eat what I all like that. And then there's this awareness that happens, this learning that happens, and I find it fascinating because you're actually listening to it. Because I'll promise you this: there are people that will spend from 24 to 48 not listening to what you're describing, and I call it the inner listening. Speaking to my digestion, listening to it, listening to my heartbeat, acknowledging and be grateful for my liver, my breath, listen to it. What's it saying? Right. What am I learning? And so I love the awareness that you're experiencing. My experience is as you do so, you'll learn so much about yourself. This beautiful, dynamic, interactive, in combination with God and creation, the magnificence of you. And so thank you for listening to yourself. And I promise you this, you'll be directed and guided to practitioners and providers that will walk with you. That's just kind of how it is.
Yeah.
So, Yeah,
my doctor told me that it's called like the second puberty. Like in your between 22 and 25, especially like women and men, but like especially women go through it again. And I'm like, dang, okay, so it's just not me. Like, no,
it's process. It's nature.
Yeah, it's nature, and but like that's how like God designed us too, right? Like like God knew that we were gonna go through this, and we're gonna need listen to our bodies and listen to ourselves and like do the best for us.
That's why the great master said the kingdom of God is within.
Yeah.
Oh, now does that add perspective to my experience? Yep.
Yeah.
So I call it the great listening, and as one listens to themselves, there's so much wisdom gained. Are you gaining wisdom from your experience with your health?
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Like little habits that will do the years ahead easier.
Yeah. And then, when you come across maybe, someday when a little person that's created by you comes into being, could you share these things with them?
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the wisdom of it all. Whether they listen or not, now that's a completely different different thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
but at least you share, right?
Yeah. At least at least you have something to share. At least. My stepdad, my bonus dad, I love that phraseology way better. He's 90. He'll be 94 in April.
Wow.
And he always would say, "Hey, Todd, at least you're not going to die dumb." I'm like, oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm not going to die dumb. I may die dumber. But, yeah. So, you've got all these plans. And you're moving to Dallas. What do you foresee when you get there? You're going to be working?
Yeah.
Whole new environment, groups of people?
Yeah.
Does that excite you at all?
Yeah, I am excited.
Yeah.
I am excited. I'll be working from home, so that's the best too. Not have to deal with Dallas traffic. Yeah, I'm looking to get into Bible college. So that's also like really exciting. Since I finished my last program that I did within our church, like, it just didn't feel right. Just like being done with it. And ever since, like, I've missed it so much. And I don't know, I'm like such a routine person, like a disciplined person that like I'm eager to learn, and I'm just, I don't know, like hungry to just learn more and more. I feel like I'm not done learning. And maybe that's because I'm 24.
You're not going to die dumb.
Right. I hope not.
Yeah.
So yeah, like those things are really exciting.
One thing I love, many things I love about church organizations in general, is you can go somewhere and you already have a built-in family, friends, or places to come and resonate or celebrate life with people. That's a really beautiful thing when it comes to different types of churches and things that
They're
I
everywhere.
love. Yeah. No matter where you go, you've got family.
Right.
How's that make you feel?
Relieved.
There's a huge relief, huh?
Yes.
And then what happens to fear? again.
Fades away.
It's just like, I got this,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. I do have a friend from Texas, so she's like recommending me all these churches, and like I listen to the sermons online, and I kind of have an idea of what my top 3 looks like. And they're like amazing churches, so I'm just really excited about the community that they have to offer for me.
Yeah, it's exciting. Well, now maybe we all go. Maybe we all. Hey, y'all want to move to Texas? No, so that's beautiful. And how do you see? What do you see moving forward? There's this thing out in the world now, and it's you mentioned COVID and all these things, and there's this there's a lot of fear, and we see a lot of it in our world. Yeah, you've seen some of it.
Personally, no.
Like on the news or on social media,
on the news,
all of the
yes.
things that you or maybe may or may not be happening
and
out
like
there.
AI is like replacing everyone's jobs, and
So could we call that fear of the unknown?
Of the unknown, yeah, definitely.
What do you suppose humanity does with that? Because I can see what you've done with it, which is wonderful. Thank you for that. How do you see humanity? At least the United States, for that matter. I just spent some time in Costa Rica. Didn't experience it down there at all.
Yeah.
Different environment, different culture, different people, different ways of being. What do you see about humanity's fear?
I think, yes, there's like the big fear going around, but I also have seen a lot of people, and I feel like the young people, like the ones, like the Gen Zers, right? That are kind of done with that fear, and
Amen.
like they're awakening, which is amazing. You can see like on social media, like people talking about like what's best for your body, and like listen to your body, and like even like walk every day, move your body, like all those things. But because people are coming out of that fear, right? And I think the thing that broke the glass was probably COVID. Not just in the young people, but everyone, right? Like all generations. But the ones that are gonna probably be in the industries 20 years down the line are gonna be the ones that are 20 years old right now, which is like the Gen Zs. And so with that, yes, there's fear, but I also see awakening people and people eager to just get out of that mindset. And that's why we see, I don't know, like, I think something that fear and like even technology and AI are taking over that cannot take over, it's like the love that we have, the human kind of love that we have for each other, for the things that we do, for those around us, for what we do, and like how we perform and how we talk, how we interact, how we like just do life on a daily basis.
I love it.
That AI cannot replace in a million years.
Can AI ever replace this?
Right. No.
No.
Yeah.
You talk about this awakening, this experience, and I'm old enough to remember after Vietnam. I was a young child growing up in the 1970s and 1980s. There was this then, though, too. There was a awakening away from war and fear to God, connection, family. So we do this in cycles. And I get that you're 24, and I actually get that you're actually well beyond 24 when it comes to your innateness. And I always say, people ask how old I am. I say, well, do you want to know how old I am biologically, chronologically, or eternally? I ask them that question.
Yeah.
Anyway, I give them all three. I'm 57 chronologically. Biologically, my blood work says I'm 48. But
that's amazing.
Eternally, I am infinite.
Right.
So, humanity does this in cycles. Okay. After Vietnam, there was a great turning as well. We're seeing a great turning now. We drift. God doesn't drift. We drift. Fear drifts, cause us to drift. Greed, lasciviousness, all what they call them, the 7 deadly sins. We always drift. But guess what? Guess what was always grounded? What was always there? God. And so, you guys are experiencing this, and thank goodness actually for the COVID thing, because there is a great awakening. But this has happened to humanity before, many, many times, the Great Turning. You don't remember it in this lifetime. I'm old enough to remember it in this lifetime. There's been several. And so as time moves forward in your life, remember this time. Because this is the Great Awakening. There's a Great Returning, but it'll drift. And so when you have grandbabies, hey, remind them. Because they'll say, well, look, we're all turning back. We're all awakening. You can say, I've experienced this before.
Right. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Because you have. And so as time unfolds, this is the wisdom. This is what I love about the stories of our ancestors, our Aboriginal family, where they'd sit around a fire, and the wise ones, the older ones, would share about when there was no buffalo, but guess what returned? The buffalo. When there was drought and the corn did not survive, well, guess what happened? God sent the rain. You know, whatever they called God.
Yeah.
See, God sent the rain. And so there's always this ebb and flow to it all. And to me, it comes down to the humility of not having all the answers. And then also trusting what I'm grounded in, what I trust.
Yeah, your foundation.
My foundation. And so I do love that there is this emergence in your age generation of the great remembering. And lots of young people are experiencing it. As a matter of fact, I love this. I just read a statistic recently about alcohol consumption. And it's significantly down in your age category.
Thank goodness.
Praise God, right?
Yes.
Like literally,
Yeah.
right? Because it is so destructive to our culture, our families, our bodies.
Our bodies.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so it's way down. Energy drinks are up. We get to get those down too.
Yeah, they should
But
be down.
it's like, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
So thank you for being so beautiful.
Yeah. I actually, speaking of alcohol, like I actually went 1 year without alcohol. Just committed to it on my, was it birthday? Birthday, like around November of 2024. And I was like, okay, I'll do it for 1 year. And, we'll see. And like, yeah, made it to 1 year. And not because I had a problem. Like I didn't, didn't get to that point. But it was just to see what happened. And honestly, like you can have fun without alcohol. Like you can have fun sober. Like
It's so fun.
It's so fun.
And
It's
authentic.
So fun. Yes, and you remember everything.
Yeah. And no headache.
No headache.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, you're going to make me cry again. So beautiful. Yeah. You're learning lots of beautiful things. And again, thank you for sharing them with us. So as far as the question of what's humanity going to do with fear, like and it's a reflection to me of what you've done with your fear. How do we promote that? How do we promote what you're learning?
Yeah. Honestly, I'll tell the people, like, if you have fear, just do even with the fear. Because the fear is going to stop you, and then you're going to go, move forward in life, and then go back, and you're going to be in the same place that you were a year behind. So you're like, nothing changed. But because fear, pulled me.
And what would you call that? If you took fear on, what would you call that? What's a word that you could call that?
Being brave.
Brave. What's another word for brave?
I don't know.
Starts with a C. David stood in front of Goliath. Was he brave?
Right, yeah. Strong?
But did he have courage?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
You talk about fear. But he knew the source from whence he sprang. It's a metaphorical story, a beautiful story about a young man or a young woman standing in front of a giant and saying, I'll take this on.
Yeah.
I got this. Because how did he know he had it? How did he know?
Courage, God.
Yeah. The foundation upon which I stand.
Right.
And if Goliath had slayed him, guess what?
He was gonna go back.
He's still what?
Yeah.
He's still what?
He still won.
He still won. It's the greatest.
I know.
You get me?
Yeah.
It's like Daniel in the lion's den. Why would you ever want to go into a lion?
Yeah, it's like you need to be the David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the greatest. So what you're saying then, as you faced the fear you had, what was the word again?
Courage.
Courage. And as you experienced the courage, what happened to fear?
Goes away.
It just goes away.
Yeah. It's so funny that you mentioned that story because my brother's name is David.
Wow.
We were talking about names last time. But
King David.
King David.
Great example. But guess who else is? Guess who else is a great example of that?
Us? Me? I don't want to say me.
Why wouldn't you ever say me?
Because it's part of being humble.
Have you ever heard the phrase, these things that I have done, you will even do greater? Have you heard that? What does that mean to you?
It means that whatever I've done in the past, I can overcome it even in a bigger size.
Even greater than David.
That David, yeah.
Even greater than the one who said it.
Right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that possible? He said it.
Because it is because it can happen, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So let's do that. Transmuting fear into love and compassion for oneself and then others. Love thyself.
Yeah.
Listen. Hi. I don't know. Something's going on inside here. I'm not sleeping well. Like, what? Hey, I'm going to start asking some questions. What am I doing? Wow. There's information going on in here.
Yeah.
It's whether am I going to listen to the great listening or ignore it for another 24 years, right? Like, lots of people do that.
They shouldn't.
Well,
so sad.
It's their own experience.
Yeah.
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 So good on you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I love learning. Like it's like the self-discovery of it all is the most exciting thing.
Yeah.
And
it's also like you need to like shut the world off to listen to yourself, with like listening to all the bad news and all the negative stuff going around. Like you have to stop and be like, no, have you heard, go internally.
Yes. Have you heard people because I completely 100% agree. But I'll say that to certain people and I get this response like, well, you can't really ignore what's really going on.
Right.
But are you really ignoring it? Or am I just saying, you know what? I see it. There's a lot of fear in this world.
Yeah.
But it has no power over my peace.
Over yours, yeah.
Because the truth.
Take over.
Yeah. Because have you let it take over before?
I have.
Yeah, same.
I have, yeah, for sure.
And I know the result of that, yes?
Yeah, not good.
Disharmony.
That's when anxiety
digestive problems.
Yes, digestive for sure.
Like, oh my gosh, Todd, relax, bro.
Take deep breaths.
Yeah, take deep breaths,
Yeah.
It's like there's this process that happens in our bodies, and I love this process. It's part of something called the autonomic nervous system, and we're not going to get crazy about all the fancy words. But what you're describing is when there's a fear response, it puts us in what's called sympathetic. We get this massive cortisol release from our adrenal cortex, and we're in this fear mode, and our digestion slows down, and our hands get clammy, and our breath shortens.
Yeah.
Because we're in this fear mode.
Right.
But guess what? There's a magnificent other side to this thing. And it's called parasympathetic. It's the God loves me.
Yeah.
I
slow
love
down
today.
plus.
It is so beautiful. I love how my body digests food. I love the taste of rich coffee in the morning.
That's
I love
the
the
best.
hug of the one I love. It's like that's parasympathetic.
You're right.
It's like, so what you're describing to me here is so magnificent because it's like, oh, what is that inner voice, that still small voice saying about my hormone regulation or my sleeplessness? And like, okay, I got it. I will follow this path,
Yeah.
and I will come to wisdom, knowledge, greater knowing of myself, and healing.
And healing.
Welcome to it. It's the most beautiful gift you're learning.
Yeah. And the
To
most,
me.
like the biggest one for me too is like the mental health side of it. Like you'll be surprised how like negative stuff can kick your like anxiety and depression and all the things. And if you keep that negative, still around your head, but you have to shut it down. And you have to move with courage,
With
what you were
courage,
saying.
yeah. Yeah.
It's the perfect balance.
Ilse in the Lion's Den. I love it. Yeah. You get it?
You
Get it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
It's wonderful. It's powerful. And it's a testament of the powerfulness of women and men. But we'll talk about women. Because to me, it's the most magnificent of God's creation. And maybe it's because I'm a man in this experience, but
We're pretty cool.
yeah, women are the most beautiful of God's creations, and it's why, to me, and this is just Todd talking here. It's one of the reasons there's this ability for you guys to bring forth life, the greatest of gifts.
Yeah.
Men have a participating experience with that. Don't get me wrong, and men are powerful, amazing, and beautiful. But it's this and I call it the divine feminine. Is such a healing energy and a grounding and a connection and the mothers of all that is.
Yeah.
It's this beautiful, beautiful thing. So,
Yeah.
I would love humanity to celebrate that, not as divisive, but as Mary Magdalene did this. This is how she showed up. She was a great uniter. She was wise. She is wise. She was empowered to be the divine feminine, and I love her for that. I actually seek out her wisdom.
Yeah. Yeah, even like God said himself, like he created like good things, and then when he mentions woman in the Bible, he's like, and that was great.
The greatest.
The greatest.
Yeah. So beautiful. Well, thanks for jumping on the podcast again.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you. We want to hear all about Dallas, Texas, and what you're doing there. I'm sure Lily, you'll stay in touch with Lil. And I love that you have the faith you have and what you're learning with all the things.
Yeah, thank you so much for
I
having
can
me.
promise you this. Your aunt is beyond proud.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you. Thanks for jumping on the podcast today. I love you. I just always do that. I always hit the microphone. But guys, we love you. Thank you. And we'll see you soon.
Every episode is another small climb. Not a miracle cure, just a moment in time. But your voice in my headphones says, look how you've grown. Suddenly healing doesn't feel so